Good evening, students. So good evening all of you. So welcome to Unacademy EAMCET YouTube channel. So myself Dr. Rajendra Prasad, biology educator on Unacademy EAMCET platform, students, and I have been teaching biology to NEET and EAMCET medical aspirants from last 13 years, students. So in today's class we'll be discussing about the immunity. So before that, so let me introduce about our Unacademy Plus subscription. So this Unacademy Plus is for students who subscribe to our courses. So let's see what is the benefits of taking Unacademy Plus subscription, students. So if you see the benefits of taking Unacademy Plus subscription, if you see, so premium content, students, so premium content will be available. So premium content will be available at affordable price. So premium content will be available at affordable price, students. So let us see what is the benefits of taking Unacademy Plus subscription. So premium content will be available at affordable price, students. So structured live courses and dedicated live doubt clear sessions will be taking place. So quizzes will be conducted at regular intervals. Batches, so lectures will be batches. You can join your batch of our interest. So test series also will be conducted, students. So these all you can get for a single subscription amount. So that is 1 month trial plan is available. That is 2,250 rupees, students. So recently one batch was started. Name of the batch is called EAMCET Rankers batch. So you can see that it was started in the month of December. So all the top educators are present in this batch. If you are interested, you can use my code Rajendra Live and purchase 1 month trial plan of 2,250 rupees, students. So what is importance of this Rankers batch is detailed explanation will be given in Telugu language and complete syllabus will be covered. Tips and tricks also will be given by the respective educators so that you can join this batch, students. So there is another batch is going on, that is called as a Telugu batch. In that I am taking the biology classes in Telugu batch, students. So what is importance of this Telugu batch is complete syllabus will be covered. Tips and tricks also will be given by educators. So topic wise practice papers and full and mock test. So this all you can get in this Telugu batch, and this all you can get for a 1 month trial plan of 2,250 rupees, students. If interested, you can use my code Rajendra Live to purchase this Telugu batch. So apart from that, so there is a long-term course also available, students. There is 6 months plan and as well as 12 months plan. 6 months plan is costing around 10,125 rupees and 12 months plan costing around 12,375 rupees, students. So these are the very cheapest plans. So on Unacademy platform. So use my code Rajendra Live to purchase this Unacademy long-term plan. So 6 months plan costing around 10,125 rupees and 12 months plan costing around 12,375 rupees. So this is about our Unacademy Plus subscription. So let us start with today's discussion on the lesson, that is human health and diseases. In that specifically we will be discussing about the immunity. So let's start with the human health and diseases, students. In that we will start discussing about the topic, that is immunity. Okay, students, let us continue. So let us see in this what is immunity. So immunity. So what is this immunity actually? So what is this immunity? First of all, so how to define this term immunity? So immunity, how it is defined? It is the ability. So ability of host. Ability of host to fight against the disease causing organisms. So ability of host. So the host means, for example, like human beings, best example, or any other animals. So the ability of host to fight against the disease causing organisms. So we know that there are different types of disease causing organisms. like the diseases are caused by, so majority of diseases are caused by bacteria. So apart from bacteria, we know that nowadays we are suffering with viral diseases. Okay, then similarly the protozoan diseases like malaria. So these all, so our human body will fight against these diseases. So that ability of the host, to fight against this disease causing organisms. What are the disease causing organisms here? It can be bacteria, it can be virus, it can be protozoa. So that is called as a immunity. So that immunity was provided by the immune system. So that by the immune system that is present in the human being. So that is called as a immunity. Okay. So immunity is nothing but how to define this term immunity. So it is the ability. So what is this immunity? It is the ability of host. So it is the ability of host to fight the disease causing organisms. Ability of host to fight the disease causing organisms is known as immunity actually. So what are the disease causing organisms? We were already discussing previously. The disease causing organisms can be a bacteria, it can be a virus, it can be a protozoan, it can be a helminth parasites. So like this, against these disease causing organisms, the host is fighting against these organisms, and by using the immune system that is already existing inside the human body, now that is called as a immunity. And this immunity is of two types. So immunity is of two types. First one is called as a innate immunity, and second one is called as acquired immunity. So immunity is of two types. So first one is called as the innate immunity, second one is called as an acquired immunity. So let us see what is this innate immunity and what is this acquired immunity. So innate immunity, so let us say first one. So innate immunity is a non-specific type of defense. It is a non-specific type of defense. Here, so what is the meaning of this term non-specific? Means that immunity is produced by human body, but it is not specific, means it is not specific to any bacteria. It is not specific, immunity is not specific to any bacteria or any virus or any other protozoan or helminth parasites. So whatever organism which is entering into the human body, against that it acts. It is not specific. So that is the reason the term is given as it is non-specific. Means it is not specific to virus. That immunity is not specific against the virus. The immunity is not specific against the bacteria. Immunity is not specific against the helminth parasites. So such type of immunity is called as a non-specific type of that is called as non-specific type. So let us see what is this innate immunity first one. So innate immunity is a non-specific type of defense. It is a type of defense. Of course, it is protecting the body from the disease causing organisms, and the protection is non-specific. Okay, so this is present at the time of birth. So now this innate immunity is present by the time of the birth only. So by birth itself the person is acquiring that capacity to act against the organism. So that immunity is called as innate immunity. So let us see this again about innate immunity. So innate immunity consists of 4 type of barriers. So this innate immunity is provided by 4 different barriers. So let us see what are the 4 different barriers. Before going that, once again, so what is innate immunity? So the innate immunity is the immunity that is occurring in a person by birth. That is called as innate immunity. And it is non-specific. Means that immunity is provided, okay, that immunity that is produced inside the human body, that is not specific to bacteria, not specific to virus, not specific to protozoas, it is not specific to the helminths. So any organism which is entering into the body, it's trying to stop and kill that organism. So such type of immunity is called as a non-specific actually. Okay. So innate immunity consists of 4 different types of barriers. Let us see what are the 4 different types of barriers. So let us see the first one. First one is the physical barrier. So let us see the first innate immunity, that is known as a physical barrier. So let us see the first barrier, that is called physical barrier. So in that skin on our body is the main barrier. So skin itself is a main barrier. So skin. So on the human, so we have skin here. So skin itself is a major barrier. So what skin is doing? It prevents the entry of microorganisms. So what the skin is doing? So skin is trying to prevent the entry of microorganisms. Skin itself is trying to prevent the entry of microorganisms. So that is the reason skin itself is acting as one of the main barrier. Okay. So skin is the main barrier. So which prevents what the skin is doing. So skin prevents entry of microorganisms. So skin is how the skin is acting and providing innate immunity. Skin is the main barrier, prevents the entry of microbes. Skin itself is preventing the entry of microbes. So how it is preventing? Let us see. The mucus coating of the mucus coating of the epithelium. So lining respiratory gastrointestinal and urogenital tracts. So help in trapping microbes. So they help in trapping microbes entering into body. So apart from, of course, just now you have seen the physical barriers includes first one is skin. So skin, how it is protecting the human body. Skin itself is preventing the entry of microbes on our body. Actually on the skin we have several lakhs of microbes are present. Microbes means bacteria. Several lakhs of bacteria is present on our skin. But they are called as a normal flora. They don't cause any disease to the human beings. So out of those bacteria, very few causes a disease in human beings. And those bacteria which is causing a disease in human beings, those are opportunistic bacteria. Okay. So anyhow, so skin protects the body by preventing the entry of microorganisms. So apart from the skin, so other things, mucus coating. So the mucus coating. So we have respiratory and gastrointestinal tracts. Respiratory tract is present. Then we have gastrointestinal tract is present. We have urogenital tract. So these tracts, these are lined by mucus coating. So these are lined by mucus coating. So this mucus coating, what it does is, it traps the microbes. This mucus coating traps the microbes that are entering inside the body, and they remove those microbes. So that is one of the innate immunity. So finally, which is providing innate immunity? Here mucus coating. So mucus coating which is present in the respiratory tract, gastrointestinal tract and urogenital tract. So it helps in trapping the microbes, and it will be, so it is involved in the protection to the body. Next one. So let us see. So here you can see here, if you clearly observe in this particular diagram. So if you see here on the particular area, see on the eyes, if you see on the eye or conjunctiva, so on the eye we have, so these all are list of bacteria which are present on the human body actually. So these are called as a normal flora. See on the conjunctiva you see we have different bacteria like staphylococcus, we have Haemophilus, staphylococcus, streptococcus. So several bacteria are present in our eye. Okay, but they are not causing disease every time. Okay, similarly you see in case of outer ear, now here in this case it is showing outer ear. In the outer ear you have normal flora, the bacteria which does not cause any disease, but they are generally present. It includes like streptococci, staphylococci, diphtheroids, pseudomonas, enterobacteriaceae. Similarly inside the stomach there is normal flora is present. The bacteria which is present inside stomach is, you have streptococcus, you have staphylococcus, you have lactobacillus, you have streptococcus. Then if you see in the nose also you have bacteria like staphylococci, streptococci, again staphylococcus aureus, Neisseria, Haemophilus, streptococcus pneumonia. So like that there are several bacteria, lakhs of bacteria present on our whole human body, but they don't cause diseases every time. So out of all those, very few bacteria only causes a disease in human beings actually. So these all are normal flora which sometimes benefits the human beings also. Similarly, if you see in the mouth, so in the mouth and in the oropharynx, so you can see in the mouth and oropharynx, that it includes bacteria like streptococci, coagulase, Veillonella, Fusobacterium, Troponema, Porphyromonas, Neisseria, Streptococcus pneumonia. So these all bacteria are present actually. These all bacteria are present in the mouth and as well as in the oropharynx. So if you see in the intestine, what are the different bacteria present in intestine? If you see you have lactobacillus, you have bacteroids, you have Clostridium, so we have Mycobacterium, you have Enterococci, you have Enterobacteriaceae. Similarly, if you see the large intestine, we have bacteroids, Fusobacterium, Clostridium, Streptococcus, E. coli, Klebsiella, Proteus, Lactobacillus, Enterococci. So these are the normal flora which are present on the skin of the, or not only skin, so different parts of the human body, and they are not causing disease. So these are called as a normal flora. Then similarly you see in vagina. In vagina different types of bacteria like lactobacillus, streptococcus, diphtheroids, streptococci, Clostridium, bacteroids, Candida, so vaginalis. Similarly if you see on the skin, so on the skin you have coagulase, diphtheroids, Staphylococcus aureus, streptococci, bacillus, melacigi, Candida, Mycobacterium. So these all are present. Similarly, you see in urethra. If you see in urethra, so you have Streptococci, diphtheroids, Streptococci, Mycobacterium, bacteroids, Streptococcus. So like this, so several, these all are the bacteria which are present actually. These are the normal flora which are generally existing in the human body actually, but they don't cause diseases every time. So they don't cause disease. They sometimes help to the human body also. They protect the human body actually. But only sometimes some bacteria will cause diseases. Okay. So these all are normal flora which sometimes protect the human body. Now let us come back to the physiological barriers. So just now we have seen previously about the mucus which is acting as a physiological barrier. At the same time, now let us see acid in the stomach. So acid in the stomach. So acid in the stomach. So in the stomach when bacteria enters, we have acid in the stomach, HCl. So HCl also kills the bacteria. Similarly, if you see in the saliva of mouth, in saliva of mouth and tears of eyes. So in saliva of mouth and tears of eyes, you have an enzyme. So there is one enzyme is present in the saliva of mouth and tears of eyes. So name of the enzyme, if you see that enzyme, it is called as lysozyme. So there is an enzyme, the name of enzyme is called as a lysozyme. So lysozyme is the enzyme that is present in the saliva, in the mouth and tears of eyes. So what is this lysozyme is going to do? This lysozyme, so this lysozyme, so lysozyme kills the, means it kills the bacteria. So lysozyme attacks and kills the bacteria. So how lysozyme is killing bacteria means lysozyme, so this enzyme lysozyme, it creates, so what it does means it creates holes. It creates holes on cell wall. It creates holes on the cell wall of bacteria. So create holes or pores. You can tell pores also on cell wall of bacteria. So when pores are created on cell wall of bacteria, what happens? All the cytoplasmic contents of bacteria will be coming out and this bacteria will be dying. So like that lysozyme. So lysozyme plays a very, very important role. It is acting as a physiological barrier. How it is acting as a physiological barrier is, this lysozyme is by nature it is present in the tears of eyes and in the saliva of the mouth. So this lysozyme, it kills bacteria. How it is killing bacteria means lysozyme is the enzyme which act on the cell wall of bacteria. How it is acting on cell wall of bacteria means lysozyme has capacity to break the bond, break this peptidoglycan layer which is a part of the cell wall of bacteria, and it creates holes in the cell wall of bacteria so that all the cytoplasmic contents of bacteria will be coming out and bacteria will be dying. So like that what happens is this physiological barriers. So these physiological barriers, so acid in the stomach, saliva in the mouth, tears of eyes, these all prevent the microbial growth actually. So these all prevent the microbial growth. So let us see some other elements which are also playing an important role. So cellular barriers. So different cells also participate in providing the immunity. So certain type of leukocytes. So leukocytes are playing an important role. So leukocytes, that is WBC leukocytes, they play an important role in our body. So like polymorpholeukocytes, polymorphonuclear leukocytes, and monocytes, and natural killers in the blood, as well as macrophages in tissue, can phagocytose and destroy the microbes. So these cellular barriers means the cells are also the cells. Which type of cells? So these cells are cellular barriers means the cells are some cells in our body, they are acting against the microbes and killing the microbes. And what are the cells which are acting against this particular disease causing organisms? The cells like leukocytes, then monocytes. So leukocytes in our body, especially the neutrophils, monocytes, and natural killer cells. So as well as macrophages, and these all will be destroying the microbes actually. Next one, cytokine barriers. So cytokine barriers. So if you see cytokine barriers, so virus infected cells secrete proteins. So virus infected cells, cytokine barriers. What are the different types of cytokine barriers are? So virus infected cells secrete a protein. So the name of the protein is called as interferons. Virus infected cells. When virus infect the cell, so the human body respond to the viral infection and release some specific cells, okay, to produce immunity. So when virus is infecting the cell, means human body respond and try to protect itself by releasing one specific cell. The name of the cell is called interferons. So interferons are viral specific. So interferons, so these are viral specific. So they are viral specific, and so hello Kirti. No, this is only just our 30 minutes class. Okay, so we will be taking classes only on our Unacademy special classes, and as well as in the plus classes only we will be discussing this lesson actually. Okay. So anyhow, so virus infecting cells secrete a protein. So protein called interferons. So interferons, so these are viral specific. Interferons are viral specific actually. So interferons are, these are the specific cells which are acting only against the virus. So that is about the innate immunity. Now let us see the acquired immunity. So just now we have seen, so immunity is of two types, that is innate immunity and acquired immunity. So we have seen innate immunity. The innate immunity is the immunity that is occurring in a person by birth, that is called as innate immunity, and immunity that is acquired, okay, through the entry of pathogen specific. So that is called acquired immunity, means the person acquired immunity. So the immunity that is acquired by the person is called acquired immunity, and immunity that is provided by birth is called as an innate immunity. So just now we have seen about the innate immunity. Let us see something about the acquired immunity. So let us see something about acquired immunity. So acquired immunity is pathogen specific. So acquired immunity is pathogen specific. It is some specific to the pathogen, and it is characterized by memory. So it is characterized by the memory actually. So based upon the memory, means like based upon the memory, the antibodies will be produced by the human being, okay. So that is totally based upon the memory. So this is the main principle in vaccine. So nowadays people are taking vaccine. So vaccine also same principle is used actually. So when we take vaccine, so in the vaccine we have some antigen related to the coronavirus, and that antigen will elicit our immune system, and so that what happens is some antibodies will be produced in our blood. So when coronavirus enters into human body, these antibodies will go and attack the coronavirus and kill it. So it is this action, this mechanism is totally based upon the memory. So acquired immunity is characterized by memory actually. So totally it is totally based upon the memory. Then, so this means that, so our body when it encounters a pathogen for the first time, so produces a response. Now that is called as a primary response. So when this means when body encounters a pathogen for the first time, it produces a response. The name of the response is called as a primary response, and which is of low intensity. So when first time when body is encountering a pathogen, our body will respond, but it is not a very at a very low intensity actually, not highly. It is not, body will not respond very highly when it first time encounters with a pathogen. So when the pathogen encounters again, then what happens, it is highly intensified, and now that is called as secondary response. So in secondary response what happens is more amount of antibodies is produced. So in secondary response what happens is, so more number of antibodies are produced in secondary response. So in primary response, what happens is less number of antibodies will be produced, actually less number of antibodies. So this primary and immune response are carried out with help of two types of lymphocytes. So primary response and secondary immune response. So just now we have seen primary response. What is a primary response means? When person encounters a pathogen for the first time, okay, so the response that was produced by human body, that is called primary response, and that response produced by human body is at a very low intensity. So means less number of antibodies are produced against that pathogen. Okay, then if the same pathogen enters into the human body second time, then what happens? So there is a more number of antibodies will be produced. So that is called as secondary response. So best example is vaccine. So taking vaccine into human body, when you take vaccine into human body, inside that vaccine we have antigen, something related to the particular coronavirus. We are taking vaccine to the coronavirus. In that vaccine we have some antigen related to coronavirus. So what happens when this antigen enters into our human body? Our immune response will be there, but immune response will be of very low intensity. But real coronavirus when attacks, what happens? Our body respond and produce more antibodies and kill coronavirus. So that is the main principle. Because of this primary response and secondary response, so especially the vaccine works under the principle of this primary response and secondary response only. So when you inject vaccine, the response produced is primary response. When the same person who took vaccine was encountered with coronavirus, then that person will get protection, and that is the secondary response. So this principle is totally based upon this particular primary response and secondary response. This is based upon this principle only vaccine is prepared. So that is the end of today's session, students. So this session is only 30 minutes. So you can join my special free live class today at 7:10 p.m. students. You can go to the description box. There is a link is provided. So use that link, and with help of link you join my special free live class, students. So you can use my code Rajendra Live and join my special free live class. So today, which is going to start at 7:10 p.m. So thank you, students. So people who are watching this session.